In this tutorial, we're going to talk about the graph editor. Let's get to it. So let's go ahead and create a new composition in After Effects. So Control or Command N, I'll call it Graph Editor. So now I'm going to select this and I'm going to go Layer, New, Solid. And I'm just going to make it kind of orange. I'll make it as long as the entire composition, and there you go. Now, I want to do a couple of things here. I want to talk about the graph editor, but not in terms of spatial and temporal interpolation. I want to talk about it on other things that you can do with it. And of course, they will be related to temporal and spatial interpolation, right? But not quite with the ease in and the ease out as we saw in the previous videos. So I'm going to go, as for scale, I'm going to go 25%, and I'm just going to globally change this. And I'm just going to go and I'm going to keyframe the position so that it starts at the bottom and it goes up like that. Now I'm going to copy and paste and paste and paste and paste and paste. If I go to the graph editor, I won't see anything. But if I click on the word position, I will see the display, either temporal or the value of the graph editor. And right now, I want to see the value. I don't want to see the speed. So I'm going to click on this icon here, and I'm going to go to value. And there you go. See, the X is not moving, but the Y is. If I want to see a bounding box, I click on the word position again, and now I have a bounding box. Look at this. I can make it like yay, and now the animation will go faster. I'm going to turn on motion blur, and there you have it. I can make this slower. And I can also change things like, oh, you know what? This is going a little too much down or too much up. The problem with trying to change this bounding box on its height is that because it's also giving me the X and the X is not changing, I'm having an issue now. Well, when it comes to position, you can right click and you can separate the dimensions. So if I separate the dimensions, so right click the word position and choose separate dimensions, I can now choose only the Y, and now the bounding box will let me adjust it like yay. Don't go so low. Or on the contrary, go much lower. Let's go faster. So I am changing the values of these keyframes by playing around with this bounding box, not just like evenly, like this rectangle. I can also start changing only one of the sides. I can change how this bounces or whatever you want to call it. Oh no, I want it the other way. Undo and then do it the other way like yay. This is now going to bounce less and less and less and less. And if I delete these, I'm going to exit this. I'm just going to create something like yay. And I'm just showing you this. You don't have to follow anything. I'm just going to go to rotation and I'm going to keyframe this. And I'm going to move. I'm actually going to move the anchor point here. And the shortcut for the anchor point tool is the letter Y. And if you press and hold the letter Y, you do whatever you want with the anchor point. And then you release the mouse button, and then the keyboard shortcut, it goes automatically back to the selection tool, which is what I recommended before. So now I'm just going to go, the rotation will start here. and go all the way up like yay. And now I can copy and paste, and I'll copy all of these and paste. And one more for good measure. You go to the graph editor, you click on the word rotation, and now you see your zigzag, but you don't see the bounding box. Yeah, if that happens, go ahead and click on the word rotation again. And you can do the same thing. You can make this faster. You can make this, press and hold the Alt or Option key and make it go less. It's just going to go less and less and less and less. Going up or going down, less and less and less and less and less. Or you can press and hold Control and Alt, which are Command and Option, and you can have it end like yay. And in fact, I'm going to move this entire thing so that it ends at 0. And now it's going to go less and less and less and less and less. And if you want a little bit more bouncy to it, because, oh yeah, let's do more bounce, go easy ease. So animation, keyframe assistant, easy ease, and there you go. You're gonna see the curve in the speed, and it's gonna be like a more of a bouncy thingy happening in here. So when it comes to the graph editor, there are some icons here that you need to see. The eyeball, for example, will show the selected property or any animated properties. It will also show the graph editor set. So you can either show just the selected properties or all of the animated properties. That's up to you. Then we have the second icon. You can auto-select the graph type, or you can go directly to the value or the speed or a reference graph. There you go. And you can show, so I inadvertently changed it here. I'm going to show the selected properties. I'm going to show that graph. And there you go. You can show a reference graph or not. See it? So one is showing you one thing, the other showing is the other thing. You can show in here the audio waveforms, the layer in and out points, layer markers. You can even show expressions in here. So even if you're showing the graphic editor, if you had an expression, you would be able to type on that expression and then see things and change and do whatever it is that you need to do without having to exit the graph editor. You can allow keyframes in between frames. I've never turned this on, but hey, if you have a need for sub-frame keyframing, you can actually do that. Then we have this auto zoom graph height. So if I select this and I'm going to go to the value graph and I make this much taller, and I mean much taller, the auto zoom occurs by itself. I mean, look at this. It's just going crazy. It's like it's going a couple of turns and then going less and less and less each and every time, but it's zooming automatically for me. I can change this whole thing like yay, and let's see, I can zero it like yay, just by moving the entire bouncing ball. But if this is not on, and then I change this to taller, you see how I lose the bottom now? So yeah, it makes sense to leave this to auto zoom in the height. You can fit the selection to the view or not. So notice the tooltip. You can fit the selection to view or not. So, you don't have to. You can just zoom out. This is just zooming in and out of the timeline. You can fit all graphs to view in case you're showing more than once. This is where it gets interesting, because I've been taking you to the menus, but look at this. You can just go to a hold keyframe. For example, I could just go, hey, go to a hold keyframe. This is not going to interpolate. Look at that. There's no interpolation. It just goes directly to that value. So I don't want to be hold. So no hold. You can actually go to the keyframe interpolation, right? This opens the same panel that we've been seeing before. You can go to keyframe velocity, and then you can change things a little bit differently. So you can change the degrees per second, the influence, all of that good stuff. I'm going to cancel out of this. You can also go to Keyframe Assistant and you can go easy ease in, easy ease out, and you can also time reverse the keyframes so that things go backwards. Notice that now is grayed out. That's because I inadvertently deselected the keyframes. But look at this. I can go to, this will turn them into hold keyframes. This will turn them into linear keyframes. This will turn them into auto Bezier. These will give it an easy ease in, easy ease out. So these are things that we have seen already in the menu, but in here is much easier and they're easily accessible to us to just click without having to right click or go to a menu and then another menu. We can just go here and hey, easy ease. So I hope you enjoyed this video. Thank you for watching and I'll see you on the next video.